Hello, welcome to another video from the lair. Every video is somebody's first video. I will do my very best to explain abbreviations and some of the more simple mechanics that us veteran players are used to or somebody new might not understand or know about. As a result, you veteran players out there, please bear with me. With that being said, let's get on to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be showcasing the old school Rebel squad with the wedge lead against mainly the Phoenix squad in Arena in my shard. Also with a bonus of an Empire squad, which you don't see too often in Arena. In the beginning of this video, I kind of want to go over and look at the different stats and levels on my different characters here. I use the wedge lead with Biggs, Lando, Princess Leia, and Stormtrooper Han. Everyone's gear level is going to be gear 9 except Biggs, and you'll see that as we go through here. Still working on getting the MK5 stun guns for Biggs to get him to gear 9. What you'll see is the different speed levels as well, along with my mods in the background and ability levels. If you notice and pay close attention to the mods, they are really bad mods. I think I have a couple 4 or 5 dot mods on Wedge and Princess Leia, and by a couple I mean like 2, and those came from the Mother Talzin marquee event where you could use a squadron. It pretty much just gave you it if you put it on auto. I have been very terrible about mod farming. I'm in a state where I need to farm character shards to prep for certain events to have things. And you notice my health, my protections, and my speed. Most importantly is my speed in these different stats, because I'm not very fast. None of my characters are very fast. I've brought Stormtrooper Han up a little bit in speed, but not that much. As a result, I usually go second in these different battles. And kind of a point of this is that it's still possible to place in the top 50 in a shard against Phoenix squads and against higher geared squads if you are slower. You just have to pick and choose your battles and pick and choose how you attack with everything. A couple things to note is Princess Leia. We're going to get to her in a second here. She has the Omega on her basic. I was lucky enough to be able to get that, and that gives some extra damage and the triple taps going on. I like the team because the Biggs and the Wedge combo are wigs. With Biggs' one ability, it makes it pretty much almost a one-shot on anybody but a tank. So that's very handy in getting damage out. And if you can get Princess Leia to attack, sometimes you can get the crit chance up on everybody right off the bat. Same thing with Lando. If he attacks, sometimes you can get the crit chance up with him going on for it, and that gets him ready to go, because I have Lando modded with all crit chance mods. That way he crits and gets his AoE off. So for his AoE going over and over and over again, it just kind of rains down hell on certain teams. Phoenix, you don't really want to do that because you'll get a lot of counters and you'll you'll just die. You'll get killed from the counters. It's not very good. So as we start to come to the close with my footage here for the different characters I run in Arena, we'll kind of transition over into my 5 Arena events for the day. Alright, so we're going to be attacking Mr. Ice here at number 64. Their whole Phoenix squad looks to be gear 8 without Sabine, so they're running a double tank here. I'm going to use my full old school Rebel squad with a wedge lead on this. And my speed is very low, so I don't get to go first. Chopper always goes before me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of prep to take him out. I'm going to stealth Leia to get her buffs going. Out of the way, I'm going to use Biggs' attack to take out Chopper, and if Leia gets to attack, that's great. I get buffs on everybody. If not, it'll be Lando or somebody else. And then I'm going to start single targeting Chopper down. Once Han Solo gets his taunt off, I'll throw the AoE on Lando. That way everybody gets damaged and that protection goes away. And also I generate that turn meter for everybody. Same thing with Wedge there, get that going. And now I can kind of single target Ezra down. After that I'm going to go after Hera, because she's the leader and she has a revive. The reason I didn't go after Hera first in this case is because I could take out the damage of the team before she gets her ability off that'll bring somebody back to life. That is important. There's kind of like a little pattern to that ability. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. I shouldn't say that. It will sometimes, she'll wait to use it until people are damaged. So kind of getting a feel for that timing is key. So moving on to this next team of Walker Skyluke. Nice name, by the way. They appear to be the same gear level, but with a little bit better mods on their characters, which I could have checked before, but again, that's too much work. In this battle, I have a little bit of an issue because we have Chopper dodging. I hate it when Chopper dodges because that puts me in a really bad position. Because the timing for when I kill players and when abilities come off cooldown is very important on their side and on my side. So I'm trying to single target Chopper here only and not drop the AoE, because if I drop the AoEs too soon, it'll kill Han before I get Chopper out of the way, and we don't want that to happen. So now that Chopper's out of the way, I can start to focus on deleting Ezra here. Once Ezra's gone, we're going to be in great shape. The only problem is that if you don't kill Ezra fast enough, or Hera for that matter if you're focusing her, you have Kanan over there, and he throws his taunt out and causes a problem. As you see, Hera placed her ability over Ezra. Now if Ezra dies, he gets brought back to life, so I have to kind of avoid this. So I don't really want to use too many AoEs. I want to focus single target on Kanan until that taunt rolls off, and not really attack Ezra until the revive on him wears off. So we're going to kind of like pick and choose our moments and our abilities and not really just try to stick to the same plan. We've got to adapt a little bit. Right there, now the revive is off of Ezra, so we can focus on him. And we can also drop some AoEs. There's delete coming up. Didn't really get as much damage out of that as I'd like because Wedge wasn't there, but hey, he's gone. So now I still have my tank up. Stormtrooper Han's still there. I still have 2 damage dealers. Here comes the taunt. Now the damage is raining down from the sky. We got my delete up. I guess it's not a delete anymore because I don't have Wedge, but still enough. That revive goes back out again because I left Hera up for too long. So I switch over to Hera and kill her. And then we switch back to Zeb here. And we just try to single target focus him down. Because he shouldn't really cause too much problem because it's now a 1v3. He doesn't really do damage. And that would be how we killed Zeb and take out the Phoenix in this case. Like every case for Phoenix can be quite different depending on your team versus their team and how things interact. Now here we have a full Gear 9 Sith team minus Sidious. He's going to be Gear 8. So now the gear level has increased. It's also under a Nihilist lead, which means they gain offense and they gain health steal, but there is no protection. And there's a Dooku, because Dooku can be a pain in the butt. Typically looking at this team, it can be intimidating, because they're equal gear level to me now. I don't have that advantage. They have some one-shots, they have some counters, they have Palpatine there, Emperor Palpatine that is, who's going to give passive damage at the end of his turn. But they're not really that bad. We take out Count Dooku there first because he has the counter, so if I drop AoEs he's going to counter, cause an issue. I then go after Sidious because Sidious has a block life regen or heal, and once that's out of the way, that allows me to keep my sustain up. And now I'm just going to pick everybody off on Palpatine next, or Emperor Palpatine next, because of that at the end of every turn damage things. Vader because of the damage. We're not far enough into the match to worry about Nihilus and him one-shotting, so we worry about him last. And see, just completely annihilated that team. They were level 79, I'm only 76, so easy peasy. This next team is another Phoenix team, all Gear 8 except Ezra, which is a Gear 9. And this is where you need to start looking out when Ezra is Gear 9 or he's 1 gear level higher than your team. Right here, we're going to start off with Chopper because he taunts and need to get damage off. Chopper dodged a lot. Immediately, that's a problem for me. So now I need to start single targeting him to make sure Han doesn't get that much damage. Now I need to take out Ezra because he is very powerful. He needs to go because that's where all the damage is of the team. I was very unlucky. The taunt got removed from Han, and now Kanan is taunted. So now I'm in a very, very bad situation. It's having difficulty breaking through these protections. Zeb's giving protections. Kanan has his counter up. He has extra protections. It's just a bad situation. This is why you got to be careful with your timings, and if you get unlucky, that does happen. I can't really break through Kanan's protections right now, and he has a taunt up. As a result, like, Ezra's just sitting there, and he's gonna take people out one by one. Right now, Kanan's taunt is still up. It's a 4v4. They have full health protections. I do not. This is a difficult situation to be in, and as you see, just with that counter from Kanan, I'm just getting my entire team taken apart. At this point, I'm thinking, let's just get Kanan out of the way. That way I can stop the counters, and hopefully Ezra won't kill everybody. Unfortunately, Ezra's just too strong, and he's just going to out-damage my entire team. I also need to get Hera out of the way, because Hera will revive Ezra. So it's really a very poor situation if you get unlucky, or if you start dealing with Ezra that is more powerful than the rest of their team or equal in power to your team. So if you're leveling Phoenix or using them, you gear up that Ezra, you're going to secure yourself. This next team is a little bit unique in that it does not have Kanan. They're using R2. R2 is very strong. However, Kanan's unique with Hera's lead, gives the counters to Phoenix, which makes them very dangerous. Unfortunately, R2 doesn't do so great in this particular team comp, as you'll see. There goes Chopper, he taunts, as usual. He didn't dodge anything, and I got all the stuff off. I don't have to worry about using the AoEs, because I'm not going to get countered. It's going to be single target only. So Chopper's out of the way. I'm going to pick off Zeb, because he's the only one available to me right now, and we're just going to start raining stuff down. Ezra just came out of stealth, so we're going to start hitting on Ezra, because he's the damage behind the team. Even if this was a stronger Ezra, I would have been able to handle this team a lot easier. I probably could have taken out, well, I guess you could have taken out Hera there because she's still under stealth. My bad. But as you can see, it took out Ezra, there's a damage. AoE, take out Hera. Even though R2 has a revive on, it's not a big deal because I'm still 5v2. Not much synergy between R2 and Zeb. And just wiped him out just like that. The important thing to note here is that Phoenix is a very strong team. It's a very good team. But it's can be taken out. It can be countered. You just have to be aware of all the abilities that Phoenix does and how they operate and kind of where you can hit and where you can't. With Hera's leadership ability, it allows all the Phoenix members to share their uniques. The uniques you need to worry about are Kanan's counter. Then we also have on the back burner, we have Ezra with his increased damage output. So if you leave Ezra to the end to take out or battle prolongs, then he's doing more damage. That's why in the one battle I lost, when I wasn't able to get rid of Chopper soon enough and I got stuck on Kanan, Ezra just kept getting more damage and more damage and more damage along with the rest of the team, and that causes a problem. So good counters to this is if you run Boba Fett. Boba Fett you can get in Cantina. He can clear taunts with his execute ability if it hits. If it dodges, then you're SOL. But if that hits, you can clear that taunt and you can move over to somebody else. If you're lucky enough to have Darth Nihilus, his basic will clear all buffs on a target if it isn't dodged. So that's another way that you can counter these taunts, because the double taunting Phoenix teams are hard to work through to actually get to the damage. When you're dealing with Hera and her revive, Hera doesn't like to just put that out if there's one person damaged, I've noticed, or at least in her first one or two abilities. She likes to either wait until there are multiple people damaged or dead, or it gets later on into the fight. So I can usually take out 1 or 2 people before I start thinking about worrying about her in the regard of using that ability. Beyond that, she doesn't do any damage. Then you're looking at Zeb. Zeb with his daze, it can be problematic, but it's random and it's not really that big of an issue. Sometimes you might run into really bad RNG, but that's just the nature of RNG. With that being said, I hope you learned something in dealing with Phoenix and kind of thinking outside the box for kill orders, because there's no one way to pull apart the team. You got to be able to adapt and understand how the team works. When you can do that, really you can just pull it apart. I'm sure other teams are out there that can handle them. Once I get my Empire team up to like Gear 8, Gear 9 levels, I'll take them against the Phoenix, and I'll do another video with this just to kind of showcase another way to take out the Phoenix team.